Okay, so I'm going to look at prebuilds now within simPRO. So prebuilds are a collection of labor and materials and usually used for making quoting or job management quicker and easier. So we've had a previous video about the catalog, and you can watch that through if you want to see how to do changes to products and things like that. But I'm now going to go into prebuilds. So in here I've got my example prebuilds, and I've got just a couple in here at the moment. So what I'm going to do is create a whole new prebuild. So with this done, I need a prebuild name. So an example of a prebuild, really simple example that I give lots of people is a PowerPoint install. So you may have a product in the system for a PowerPoint, but to install a PowerPoint, you need the point, the bracket, the cabling behind it, and some labor time in order to install it. So we'll call it that, and we'll give it a part number. So we'll just call it, say, pp install. Sales code, and we've got some options down the bottom that I'll talk about in a moment. So here then on the build tab, we've got nothing within this pre-build at the moment. So we can go into the catalog and we can go and find a couple of items. So I can go and look for some items, bad example. Oh, that's why, my mistake. So for example, there's a PowerPoint here. So I'll add that one in. And then I might just look, do we have some cable? Yep. Now this isn't realistic, obviously, but I'm just going to use this as an example. PowerPoint bracket. Okay, so I've now got the items here. So I've got the PowerPoint and the PowerPoint bracket. I just realized I didn't add the cabling properly, my mistake. So I'll go and just re-add that. That's interesting. I'll have a look and see why that's not adding in a moment. So if I add that in, I've got a PowerPoint and a cable duct. Go across to the details tab, and I can then see everything start to total up here. So this is saying we've got the, oh, sorry, the cable's already on there. It's the bracket that's not, sorry, my mistake. There we go. Right, sorry. So 3 items in there now, and I've got the 3 cost items there. If I go over to the details tab, then here I can see the material cost. So the total cost of everything behind that product is $18.41, and we have a 25% markup by default. Now, if you don't want to use these markups, you can untick and then change the amounts here. So you could say, well, actually, we want to put 50% on this, and then it will change the sell price to match. Tick this back on, and then it goes back to 25%. Same for labor. So we've got no time against the individual product. So here I might untick this and say, well, it's going to take us 20 minutes. And it will then add in the cost, add in the sell rate, and start totaling everything up. So we now have an item that is $58 to install. Now this is on a standard price pre-build. So as our costs change in the system, it will change the price of the pre-build. So this is useful for quoting or for general job management. So at the moment, all of these items together cost $23, and we're selling, including our labor, for $53 plus GST. Now, if the cost of the products moves from, say, $18 up to $30, then the price of the pre-bill will move up with it as well. So that's the advantage of using it this way, is you've got something that moves with it, so you don't ever get caught out on profit margins. That said, you can do a set price pre-build. So if I click on set price, then all the other options disappear, and I'm just given a total amount. So here I could just say it's $50, for example. Important to note that the price you put in here is X GST. So this is now $50, and if I save this, which I'm not going to do, it will save it as $50. It'll be set price, and you don't get an option to change it. So there is no further option to change the set price. So once you've made it a set price pre-build, you can't change it back. So I'll do this on standard price, hit save, finish, and that's given me a new PowerPoint install pre-build within the system. So what I can do with that now is if I go into a job, and I'll go into my pending jobs list and go into this job here, for example. So at the moment, there's just some timber blocks in here. So if I go up to parts and labor, I can see the timber block. Now I'll go into Prebuilds and add my PowerPoint install, go back to billable, and it shows a PowerPoint install to the customer with the amounts here, with the total, and with the sell price that we expect. So if I hit save, it saves that back in there. Now the advantage of having a pre-build here is we've just got the PowerPoint install, but if I go up here to stock and into the materials listing, then if I'm ordering materials or if I'm taking them from stock, I've got all three individual items that are behind it. So it works both on a consumer basis, that they see a nice simple item on their invoice and on their job sheet, but also we have everything here that we need to use on the job.